better. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the building that was opened the year the franchise became known as the Titans. Welcome to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Today, we're keeping it all here in the AFC South. It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Punter Rigoberto Sanchez has it teed up and ready to go. And away we go from Nashville. Fielded just shy of the end zone. He's brought down just inside the 25. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Coming out throwing. Here's Ward. He finds Tigger Cocklow for the grab. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be a Tennessee 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's Ward. That's going to be caught, Tony Pollard. And he's brought to a stop after he found plenty of room to run.
Now right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom, connect on a big shot and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, I love that.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. First carry here for Tony Pollard. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop him behind the line. Offense in the hurry up here. Shotgun snap now to Ward. That's brought in by Calvin Ridley. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. He picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Defense showing blitz here. Ward has him on a quick hitter. Taken out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Design bootleg here. Pressure coming, and they take him down. And the pressure drives them backwards.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and clear. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home that sack.
Leading 10 yards now as they line up. It's 2nd and goal. Ward setting the pass. Catch is made in close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Offense up to the line fast.
3rd and goal.
Check the Eagles! Check the Eagles! 79 Broncos!
This is 3rd and goal. Ward has it in close. And he's able to get it to the with 2 before the stop.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Tennessee! The Titans finish up an excellent opening series. Calvin Ridley with the touchdown. Once it became goal-to-goal, Brock, that field goal team just didn't feel like they were ever going to see the field. His team was committed to making a statement on the opening series, even if it meant leaving the offense out there on 4th and goal.
Yeah, I think that's really well said, Kate, for a couple of reasons. Number one, you do get a chance to finish, right? So you do all this work to get there, you want to finish it. But you also know if you don't get it, well, you set your opponent up with some really bad field position. I love that decision.
On the return, here's Anthony Gould. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Colts file out into formation. Here comes 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. Well, maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
That one finds Josh Downs. And he goes out of bounds as now we're going to hear from our referee. We both saw the defender jump there before that snap. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. Move that ball up. It's going to be 6 to go now on 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Jones. Has his man. That's their rookie from Penn State. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
Markers reset. Ball at the 37. First down throw by Jones. He's got his man. That's Alec Pierce. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Operating from the gun, it's Jones. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to manage 3 for them on the play. Stop just a little bit shy of the marker.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. One quarter down in this all-AFC South contest. 7-0 is our score. More from Nissan Stadium coming up after the break. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Colts have the football. They're moving it well, but now face a 3rd and short. Taylor trying to run for his first. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
It's weird to say, and it certainly won't show up on the stat sheet, but I want to give a lot of credit to that runner. Even though it didn't gain a yard, it actually took a heck of an effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Working from the gun. Here's Jones. Escapes the pocket. Check it down to Taylor. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Second down carry for Taylor. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Third down, Jones to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Now they send their back in motion right. Jones on first down. Flushed out of the pocket. Taken in by Pierce. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll be first down, Colts.
Don't you feel sometimes, Kate, up here in the booth when we get to see things develop? We're playing the same guessing game the defenses are on those kind of plays. Is he planning on keeping it or just waiting for a throw to develop and get open? That time the QB did a terrific job of finding that outlet.
On first down, it's Jones to throw. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half. And they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
Jones trying again now on 2nd and 10. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Here we go. 19 Tiger.
Man in motion here. Jones now on third down. Chased out to his right. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Amani Hooker has it. And the Titans get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Well, we've all seen a lot of QBs make some magical plays rolling to the right. Find time before throwing it up. But not this time. And as the defense steps in front of that one, probably shouldn't have been thrown.
Yeah, discretion the key in so many of these situations for quarterbacks. Why game management and decision-making is so critical. I love that he escaped the pocket rolls, right? Tries to buy time for his guys to help him, but when there is nobody there, you either got to tuck it and run or live to play another day.
Okay, ready?
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
19, 5 here. Ready?
He'll throw this one. Ward. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of down.
You know, Kid, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40.
Ready? 76.
First and 10, it's Pollard. He's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be second down.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
70 Rangers, 72. Viking 18. Ready?
Here we go, 2nd and 9. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Kate, it just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
What's going to throw here on third? That's Lockett. He brings it in. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck.
Well, bless his heart. Where some quarterbacks look off double coverage and check it down, this guy just attacks it head on. And why wouldn't he if he's capable of beating it for that kind of result?
Ready, set.
They'll come up 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
Ward, a quick throw, complete. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Second and inches at the 10-yard line.
They give on second to Pollard. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss.
The 13-yard line.
Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down.
Come on. Set. 19, Mustang 19. Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready.
From the gun, it's Ward. Buying some time left. He's running for it. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
It's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
Let's go now. 7 Tigers, 7 Cougar 19. Buffalo 18. Go.
Out of the shotgun, it's Ward. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And
into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. And the Colts will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
you really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
Buys time, rolling right. Taken in by Downs, left side. And he'll get it up to the 27. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. From the 27. Bails out of the pocket quick. Complete out to the right side. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. When you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
1st and 10 now. Here's Jones. It's downfield. He's got it. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
To throw again, it's Jones. That's going to be caught by his back. Taylor. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Jones going to throw again. Headed out right. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Again, Jones to the air. Oh, should have had another one there. Defense getting opportunity after opportunity to pick it off. The two in a row now have slipped away.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Third and long for him here. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Jarius Sneed with the INT. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, kid. We got one, we got two. Do I hear a third interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought that defenders are offensive guys in bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
The Titans kicking team out there as they get lined up and kick this away. He fields it from the 8. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32.
Let's take over first down 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Indianapolis bringing the offense to the line. Here's first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
From the gun, Taylor. He's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll be first down, Colts.
I just love that so much, Kate. Yeah, they trailed at the break, but that doesn't deter you from running the ball. And results like that will more than likely have them lean into the run game.
On first down, Jones. Forced out to his right. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Looking for Michael Pittman Jr. on that throw. And now it's second down.
He's really starting to just about exhaust every option and trick he's got at his disposal. That time, trying to test him outside the pocket, extend the play, there was just nowhere to go with it.
To throw again here on second and 10. Jones. Right side. This is caught by Taylor. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
They're going to throw it on third and long. Finds him over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Here's first and 10 from the 34. Shotgun, hand off to Taylor. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Left side into the hands of Warren. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Going to turn to Taylor on 3rd down. And the run will not work. He is soft at the line. This is going to be 4th and short.
This is one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
He's back to throw. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced. Brock had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they do.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. Working quickly here.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down at the 26-yard line.
Ward setting the pass. Leading to his running back. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Oh, he's in trouble. He'll go down. The Colts got him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Here comes the Titans punting unit. Ooh, this was not hit well, and it's headed for the sideline.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Jones. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be a yard shy of the 1st as they force him out after the gain of 9.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Straight ahead with Taylor. They get there to take him down right around the 41. That's a short gain of 1. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
And the Colts 1st down.
Working from the gun. Here's Jones. On the move, headed right. And checking down to Taylor. And he's taken down at the 30. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. It's the Colts ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet. First and 10 now from the 30. Jones. Short pass brought in. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
That's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Taylor now up the middle. And He's going to look ahead for a couple here. It's third down now.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Throwing here, Jones. Escapes the pocket. Can't convert on third. That's to the ground and incomplete. This one intended for the running back. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
Desperation time here on 4th. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
19 Charger, 19 Charger.
Jones on first down. Buying some time right. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
To the air once more. Here's Jones. Completed over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Looking to throw. To the right, reeled in by Downs. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. He's got it. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts now trail by just a point in the 4th. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one right down the middle. And the Colts tie this game 7-7. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Returnable from the 2. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Tennessee to the line. First and 10.
Come on.
To the air with Ward. The screen pass falls incomplete.
It's quarterback you love when that screen pass is called. At least I used to. And you want to attract that defense and all those guys coming after you. But you also got to find the throwing lane. And he couldn't do it on that one.
2nd and 10 now. Throwing the out route complete. And he stopped almost immediately after that catch. He's down at the 30. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. From the gun, they go with Pollard. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd down.
Gun snap and a war. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Looking for Tyler Lockett on that play. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Back to throw it. Left side, cut by Ridley. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. So out now comes the punter. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. And he drives this one into the pouring rain. Oh, baby, there's way too much behind that kick, and he knew it. So that's all the way over the end zone for a touchback. First call here coming from the shotgun. Setting up to pass. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Here he is to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not. Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
2nd and 4.
He'll look to throw it. Got for big yards on the right side. And he's going to set them up with a 1st down on a huge gain. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Trying to find Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And it sets up 2nd down. Falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Still 10 yards to get this 1st down as they come to the line. To throw.
Just how many times do these games at this level, Kate, come down to plays like this? In the end, you don't want to be the team making the mistakes. You want to be the one capitalizing on them. And now this offense has got a chance to do so.
He rolls to his right. Now here he goes. And he gets out of bounds, but just 8 yards. They needed more.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
7 Pirates! 7 Pirates!
From the gun, it's Ward. Out left, and Lockett makes the grab. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Ward. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
An entire game now hangs on this attempt by Joey Sly. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left, and after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game.
On for the Tennessee field goal. A 43-yard attempt.
So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left, and after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. The entire game now resting on the right foot of this kicker. On the left hash, this would be 43 yards. And this one's off the mark. It's going to wind up short and too far right. And barring a miracle, we're set up for overtime.
That's the life of an NFL kicker, a chance to be a hero, and unfortunately, he can't end this one. And now it's incumbent upon his teammates to pick him up and maybe give him that game-winning opportunity coming up in overtime.
Chased out to his right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. Well, Brock, 4 quarters, couldn't decide a winner, and now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. So starting this year, we've got some new rules in place for overtime, Brock. Both teams now guaranteed a chance to possess the football in overtime of any game, not just the playoffs. So an opening drive touchdown, no longer an instant game winner. Got to be able to make a stop, too. It's a new look to NFL overtime. Let's see how this plays out as we get underway with some bonus football. Has this at the 6. And in great shape after that return. He's across the 35 before going out.
At their own 37-yard line.
So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly mopped up, too.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, that came at the perfect time.
Working from the gun, here's Jones. Caught, nice game left side. And he's got them quite the game here, partner, as he finally is brought to a stop.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First down, throw by Jones. Puts this underneath to Taylor. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Here's a give to Taylor. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
On first down, it's Jones to throw. Buys time, rolling right. Hits him on the out route. And he's able to take this one down at the 25. Tennessee calling its second timeout now. And that'll leave them with just one remaining in overtime. Chance to take the lead and set themselves up for a win. Gotta make this count as they come up on second down. Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Short pass brought in. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. The Titans call their third and final timeout. All right, so an important landmark crossed on that play. They're inside the red zone now, partner. Now, new overtime rules mean they can't win it with a touchdown, but more times than not, a touchdown does ensure they don't lose it on the next series either.
Yeah, and you do all this work, all this heavy lifting to get into the red zone, it's got to be a touchdown, and that's all you're thinking offensively. You are not going to feel good coming off the field if you got to settle for 3.
This one's caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. And that's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with first and goal. Again, Jones to the air. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
To the air once more. Here's Jones. Forced out to his right. And they take this in for the score. The Colts claim a 6-point lead. Daniel Jones with a touchdown. Looking to tack on the point after. The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. Though in past years, this game would have been over on that score, but starting this year, their opponents get to respond as we are back underway. Jukes out a one-stop, and that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Titans to the line now. First and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. On the move, headed right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Kate, I got to believe he hearkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Second and 10. Here's Ward to throw. Cut by Lockett. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. All right, so far so good, partner. Taking advantage of the change to respond here in overtime. We all know that was reserved only for the playoffs previously, but now an opportunity teams get in regular season games too.
Yeah, I think we both love this because really it keeps teams from blaming a coin flip anymore. Even if some of the anger in the past was justified now, well, now you just look in the mirror and know it's all upon you to deliver.
Going now on first down. Ward. He lets one fly deep downfield. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. Brian getting it to Tyler Lockett. So second down coming up. Again, Ward going to the air. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Intended target was Calvin Ridley. So they're left facing third and long.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
This is Jefferson, and he's got it. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run.
That's good for a Tennessee Titan.
First down throw here for Ward. This is brought in. Big gain for Rocket. And he gets this forward to the 19.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So it's the Colts who come away with a win on the road. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Colts are winners as we say goodbye from Nashville.